Imagine showing up to teach a 5 a.m. fitness class, only to discover your instructor brutally murdered inside the church. Then police release surveillance footage. A person dressed like a police officer calmly walks through the empty halls, opening doors, wandering the building, almost like they're waiting for someone. They never rush. They never panic. They don't even seem afraid of getting caught. Just minutes later, Missy Bevers is dead. More than a decade has passed, thousands of tips have poured in, and investigators still haven't identified the person in that video. So who was walking through that church before dawn? And why is one of America's most chilling murder mysteries still unsolved? April 18, 2016. It was still dark outside in the small town of Midlothian, Texas. Most people were asleep. But inside Creekside Church of Christ, the lights were about to come on. 35-year-old Missy Bevers was already getting ready for another early morning boot camp class. She wasn't a celebrity. She wasn't a politician. She was a wife, a mother of 3, and a fitness instructor who loved pushing people to become stronger. Her classes started before sunrise, and people loved her energy. That morning, heavy rain was falling across the city. Even with the bad weather, Missy posted online that the workout was still happening. She told everyone to meet inside the church instead of outside. It seemed like a completely normal update. Nobody knew those would be some of the last words she'd ever share. Around 4:15 a.m. Missy arrived at the church to set everything up before her students got there. She carried her workout equipment inside, expecting another ordinary Monday morning. Less than an hour later, the first people arriving for class made a horrifying discovery. Missy Bevers was lying inside the church. She had suffered fatal injuries. The fitness class never happened. Instead, the church instantly became a crime scene. Police rushed in, blocked off the building, and began searching for answers. At first, detectives assumed security cameras would quickly reveal the killer. They were right. But what those cameras captured would leave investigators, and eventually millions of people online, completely stunned. When detectives pulled the church's security footage, they expected to see a break-in. Instead, they found something far more unsettling. About 30 minutes before Missy arrived, a single person was already inside the church. The figure was dressed in what looked like police tactical gear. A helmet. A vest. Heavy boots. Even the word police appeared on parts of the outfit. But investigators couldn't confirm the person was actually a police officer. In fact, they quickly believed the uniform was likely a disguise. The video showed the person slowly wandering through the empty hallways, opening random doors, looking into classrooms, walking without any clear destination. Nothing looked rushed. Nothing looked nervous. It almost felt like they had all the time in the world. Then something even stranger caught investigators' attention. The person never appeared to steal anything. Computers were left behind. Cash wasn't taken. Valuable equipment stayed exactly where it was. Robbery didn't seem to be the motive. Investigators also noticed the person's walk. It was unusual. Some thought they had an injured leg. Others believed the boots were simply too large. And some wondered if the strange walk was completely intentional, a way to hide their real identity. Every second of that footage raised more questions than answers. Then, at around 4:20 a.m. Missy Bevers arrived at the church. She walked inside, completely unaware that someone else was already waiting in the darkness. Just minutes later, the security cameras stopped telling the story. And somewhere inside that quiet church, Missy's final moments unfolded, completely out of view. What happened inside the church in those next few minutes, only 2 people know. One of them never made it home. When officers examined the scene, they found signs that Missy had fought for her life. This wasn't an accident. And it didn't look like a robbery gone wrong. Whoever attacked her seemed focused on one person, Missy. Detectives worked through every possible lead. They interviewed family members, friends, neighbors, people from her fitness classes, anyone who might have crossed paths with her. They also studied the surveillance video frame by frame. Every step, every movement, every tiny detail. One thing stood out more than anything else. The killer never appeared to panic. They moved through the building as if they knew exactly how much time they had. There was no rush, no hesitation, no obvious mistake. It felt almost practiced. Then investigators released the surveillance footage to the public. Within hours, millions of people were watching. Everyone had the same question. Who walks around an empty church dressed like a police officer in the middle of the night? Internet detectives started comparing the person's walk. Some believed it was a man. Others were convinced it was a woman. Some even argued the strange limp was fake, a deliberate trick to throw investigators off. But despite years of analysis, no one could agree. The clearest piece of evidence in the entire case only made the mystery even deeper. As the investigation grew, so did the rumors. Detectives looked at every possibility. Was this a random attack? Or had someone been waiting specifically for Missy? Investigators learned that Missy had recently received strange and unsettling messages. They also examined her personal life, her work, and everyone she had been in contact with. Nothing was ignored. Police interviewed people close to her and carefully checked their timelines. Every lead was investigated. Some were quickly ruled out. Others simply led nowhere. Then came the surveillance footage. Experts analyzed the person's height, their build, the way they walked, even how they held the hammer-like object seen in the video. But none of it produced a positive identification. The disguise had done exactly what it was meant to do. It hid almost everything that could reveal who the person really was. Years passed. New tips continued to arrive. Some sounded convincing. Others fell apart after investigators checked the facts. Again and again, detectives believed they might be getting close, only to find themselves back where they started. Today, police still believe someone out there knows exactly what happened that morning. Someone has the missing piece. Someone has stayed silent for years. And until that person speaks, the figure walking through those empty church hallways remains one of the most recognizable, and most mysterious, unknown suspects ever caught on surveillance video. Final part, the unanswered questions, and why this case still haunts investigators. More than 10 years have passed. The case of Missy Bevers is still officially unsolved. The person seen walking through the church has never been identified. No arrest has been made. And no one has been charged with Missy's murder. Investigators have never stopped working the case. They've reviewed thousands of tips, re-examined evidence, and followed countless leads. But the answer they're looking for is still missing. Was the killer someone Missy knew? Was the police gear chosen to gain access without raising suspicion? Or was it simply a disguise meant to hide the killer's identity forever? Those questions remain unanswered. What's even more unsettling is how calm the suspect appeared. They wandered through the church as if they had nothing to fear. They left behind one of the most recognizable surveillance videos in true crime history, yet somehow disappeared without a trace. Cases like this remind us that not every mystery gets a final chapter. Sometimes the evidence isn't enough. Sometimes the truth stays hidden. And sometimes, one person keeps a secret for years. Maybe even decades. If that person is still out there, they know exactly what happened inside that church before sunrise. And until that secret is finally revealed, the murder of Missy Bevers remains one of America's most haunting unsolved cases. What do you think really happened that morning? Let us know your theory in the comments. And if you enjoy true crime documentaries based on real cases, don't forget to subscribe. The next mystery is waiting.